Thank you for sharing all those details with us. Shifting focus now to Venezuela, where Delcy Rodriguez, the acting president of Venezuela, who will be taking over after the deposition of Nicolas Maduro, has sent out a message extending an invitation to the US government to work together on a cooperation agenda. In a post on social media, Delcy has stated that Venezuela aspires to live without external threats in an environment of respect and international cooperation. Delcy has further stated that the nation prioritizes moving towards balanced and respectful international relations between the United States and Venezuela. My colleague Aditya Vadhavan joins us for more on this. Aditya, we're seeing some sort of a hand that Delcy Rodriguez is extending out to United States, inviting it to collaborate with the country and say that they aspire to live without any external threats and would prioritize a respectful relationship with the United States in the aftermath of Operation Absolute Resolve, where you had the United States kidnapping a sitting president.
Absolutely, Megha, if you see, this kidnapping of Maduro, where is the ex-Venezuelan president by the United States, is sort of a neo-imperialism, which is now shaping the world. As far as the term of neo-imperialism is concerned, it means that, you do not occupy the land of the one country, but your desire is to gain the resources of the particular country in question. So definitely now, in an interview, the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio to an American media outlet has said that they need because they need the oil. We have seen statements by the Marco Rubio where he has said that Venezuela needs to give its oil resources to the United States. So because there is a huge trillion debt on US which it needs to pay in the next 2 years. So all the American companies now will be extracting the oil from Venezuela, and from that, they will be paying that 2 trillion debt which it is spending on US. And other things that are concerned here is that Venezuela also has a huge reserve of gold, which is eyeing, which the US is eyeing. So definitely this is not a desirable thing. And now President Trump has also been saying that he also needs the Greenland also belongs to America. So, at this juncture, this sort of neo-imperialism is shaping the world, and it needs to be seen how things unfold in this scenario. Medha.
Aditya, I would please request you to stay on with me. Now, the United Nations Security Council is set to convene an emergency meeting today to discuss the recent US military operation in Venezuela and the capture of the deposed Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores. According to the current presidency of the Security Council, the meeting is scheduled for 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time and will be held under the agenda item Threats to International Peace and Security. Aditya, we're learning of a UNSC meeting that is scheduled for today, which will be discussing the UN's operation in Venezuela.
Well, definitely, Medha. If you see, this immediate important discussion of the UN Security Council will indeed discuss how the US has, kidnapped the ex-Venezuelan president Maduro, and definitely there could be several discussions and views on it. Countries like China and Russia have been opposing this US move against Venezuela. So, considering the fact, Trump has been justifying his stance, by saying that that China and Russia are owing oil in Venezuela. But however, this is all now becoming a global race between countries like China, Russia, United States to gain, access over the oil resources and other minerals and other resources of other smaller countries. So indeed, at this juncture, this session of the UN Security Council will be very, very important. And, as usual, UN Secretary General, Guterres, definitely he will also continue to say that peace and diplomacy is the only way to get over things. Nedha.
Aditya, I would please request you to stay on with me. US President Donald Trump has seen addressing Venezuela as quote-unquote our area. The president says that the US has to quote-unquote bring Venezuela back and describe the country as dead. He later said that the US will not invest anything and the US will take care of the country and the people, including Venezuelans. And living in our country that were forced to leave their country. Aditya, we're also now seeing that US President Donald Trump has called Venezuela quote unquote our area, but at the same time he's also said that US will not invest anything and take care of the country, its oil resources as well as its people.
Yes, this is a very hypocritical statement that is coming from US President Donald Trump. On one hand, he is, aggressively pushing the deportation, anti-immigration stance, and he is flushing out the foreign nationals from the US. And on the other side, he is now saying that people of Venezuela will be taken care of by the United States. Particularly, he's eyeing. Everybody knows that the oil resources of Venezuela. So definitely, at this juncture, there is a large race of the resources that is going on between US, China, and Russia, and that is what the resultant, all these invasions across the globe are happening. And at this juncture, it's a very critical situation, and it needs to be seen how things unfold in this scenario. Medha.
Thank you so much, Aditya, for sharing all those details with us. With that, I step into a short break. Thank you for watching.
MDH का